here at Andersen Cemetery in Copenhagen, Denmark, where the famous Danish children's writer Hans Christian Andersen is buried. This site seemed like the perfect place to start when discussing the life and accomplishments of this world-renowned author. Hans Christian Andersen published travelogues, novels, short stories, and poetry, but what he may be best known for are the many fairy tales that he wrote. Andersen wrote such works as The Little Mermaid, The Ugly Duckling, The Princess and the Pea, The Emperor's New Clothes, and many, many more. An almost perfect description of what makes his tales so popular can be summed up in a quote from a BBC.com online article from 2006, which states, "His fairy tales have a strong social message, teaching children that appearances can be deceiving, and heroes come in the most unlikely forms." Andersen was born in Odense, Denmark, on April 2, 1805. He worked many different jobs growing up, one such job as a tailor's assistant, but found his first calling as an actor. At one time he was a part of the Royal Danish Theatre. However, after getting a little older he realized that acting would not last forever, and decided to focus on his writing. He published his first short story in 1822, called The Ghost at Paunatuk's Grave, however, did not reach any real success until 1829, when he published a short story named A Journey on Foot from Holman's Canal to the East Point of Amager. Much of his greatest successes, however, did not come until after many years of traveling, which began with the receiving of a travel grant from the king. Over a number of years, Andersen traveled through and was inspired by countries such as Switzerland, Sweden, Italy, England, Portugal, and Spain. During one such trip to England, he met and befriended Charles Dickens, writer of A Christmas Carol and A Tale of Two Cities, to name just a few. Andersen published his first series of his 3-volumed fairy tales in 1835. The next 2 volumes were published in 1838 and 1845, respectively. An interesting fact about these series of stories, due to the world renown which they hold today, is that his first volume was not recognized immediately as anything special, and took time to gain any true notoriety. Andersen died on August 4, 1875, in his house outside of Copenhagen. He was quoted as having told the composer of his funeral music that, "Most of the people who will walk after me will be children, so make the beat keep time with little steps." Andersen's stories have been translated into over 150 languages, and have touched many generations, earning his birthday, April 2nd, the great honor of International Children's Book Day. Adding to his legacy, in Shanghai, China this year, the host of the World Expo 2010, a theme park based on the works of Andersen is set to open. Denmark's iconic statue of the Little Mermaid, based on Andersen's story, will be on display during the expo as well, having just been recently moved from its home in one of Copenhagen's harbors. Andersen is one of Denmark's most celebrated historical figures, and you can be sure that his stories will influence children's literature for years to come.